Hey guys, what's going on? So, if you ever had the PS2 version of the game and you had happened to have gotten this guitar for Christmas, you know that this is a pretty shitty one. They tend to break the easiest. It's got the least technology in it. It's a pretty damn small guitar as well, even for someone like me who's only 5'3" and doesn't really have a long scale length myself. But you know, it's a pretty shitty guitar. I don't have the Rafnet adapter for the PS2 version of the Guitar Hero controllers, only the Wii one, but so I'm just using a regular PS2 adapter that I had that was PS2 to PS3 because at the time I didn't have a PS3 controller. So it doesn't have the best response time even with the actual SG plugged in, but this is honestly probably the worst Guitar Hero controller ever created, at least in my opinion. If anybody else has any other ones, link me and I might even go and buy it myself just to see. We're going to go and FC, or try and FC a song. If I don't FC this one, I'll cut to another one, and then I'll start editing from there. But I think it's safe to try and do Enter Sandman. If I use the frets actually aren't that bad, but the blue button tends to not always be responsive. It's got a really loose, plasticky feel strum bar that feels absolutely, doesn't feel good at all. It's pretty decent though. I bet if I did get the Rafnet adapter for this thing, this would probably be a pretty decent raker. I pressed the pause button. Doesn't count. I'm gonna miss here. This was literally first run in 3 years of the song. I've never FC'd the song, keep in mind. I didn't even bother activating. I honestly don't give a shit. This is definitely the worst guitar they've ever made. Just look at it up close once again. It just looks cheap. It feels cheap, but this is my first time probably touching this guitar since when I was like probably 13. My mom was like, hey, I was at a store and I found a Guitar Hero controller for you for $2. And I was like, oh, cool. What did you get me? And, you know, gave me this thing. It's a piece of garbage, but for some reason it feels a lot better than it did when I first played it. Maybe it's how it felt playing on GH2 with it, but I honestly didn't think it was all that bad playing it on Clone Hero this time around, especially because I've never FC'd Enter Sandman, although I probably should have years ago. I just never really went for it, but if I was able to FC something like this, then I can probably do more with it. I'll see how it goes for the rest. But anyway, if you watched the video, thank you. I know I'm pretty boring, but you know what? I think that's enough talking for me.